Hi guys, I just finished building up my studio table, and I just thought I'd put a video out there just to show how I put together what is quite a nice looking table for an amateur on a very low budget. The idea is I want to build myself a studio table, and I just quickly done this sketch. Really, it's very inaccurate. I know it's on this millimeter paper, but it's as I say, very inaccurate. It just kind of looks a little bit like how I want it to end up. Key things being here, like somewhere I can put a keyboard. Here where the speakers can go at, I want this to be around 30 degrees to me, and then underneath here would be where my interface and a few other things are going to go, so that needs to be 19 inches wide to fit the interfaces in, and then obviously the monitor will come on top here. And then otherwise I just want to have a lot of space basically to work on. So I've just picked up 6 tables that were from eBay Kleinanzeigen or eBay small ads. I've been watching small ads for 2 or 3 months, just trying to find wood that people were selling or giving away or selling for cheap, and the whole time these tables were on there, no one was taking them, so I thought, I could just take the tables and just build them into one table sort of thing, and build them into my studio table. So that's what we're doing, but it took a long time just now, a bit longer than I was expecting, because they didn't really fit in the car very well, so we had to take them to pieces, and I wanted to film the whole thing, but it turned into such a massive job that in the end I just concentrated on getting the tables in the car so that I could take them home. So the limited tools that I had, I realised quite quickly I wasn't going to be able to build anything too accurate. I don't have a workshop or anything, and pretty much just this. So I realised that I wasn't going to be able to build it too accurately, and so I thought I'd just build it actually in the studio in place. So I had to get everything out of the way first. And then, as you can see, just laid it out in position. As I say, I couldn't I don't have a workshop, so everything wasn't sewn too perfectly, so I had to sort of file just to try and get everything in place as perfectly as possible. The wood's also bowed for obviously 3 years of use, and so it was quite hard to make all the ends meet. The idea was then to build this frame out of the excess wood from the tables, and then there's the tray for the keyboard, and then there's all the legs. This whole project was pretty spontaneous. My wife was away for a few days, so I thought I'd set up and build the studio table. I can't believe I was doing this barefooted on my own as well. It was quite a heavy table to lift. But as you see, as I built it into position, it fits really well in the studio, so even if it is all a bit wonky.
So I was trying to build the table so it's wide enough so that I could fit these two drawers that I have, these two chests of drawers underneath each side, but the studio just isn't isn't wide enough to do that. So in the end I had to sort of settle for this position where they're kind of sort of sticking out at an angle, but then the plus side of that is it gives me extra workspace. So guys, thanks for watching. That's how I built the table. Really happy with how it's turned out. There's a few things that I would have done differently, and there's a few things that aren't quite finished yet, but all in all I'm really happy with it. When you think as well that apart from the costs of picking these tables up, you know, the screws I already had here and the wood glue that I've used I already had here, so this table has basically cost me nothing to build and is pretty much set up for exactly how I wanted it in this room to be. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it's turned out. I guess there's a lot of people out there with a lot of thoughts about how I've done it, so yeah, criticisms or compliments, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, thanks a lot for tuning in.